And that's going to mean that navigating these team fights for FlyQuest is going to be a little awkward, but they do have a fair bit of damage already, especially if Whippo locks in something that is capable of putting on some hurt.
Put around at something like a Gwen here on the top side if you wanted to. You get just the late game damage that comes out from both of the carries on Fly. And also, as you were saying, like, I think this game is going to be very difficult for Mortez to try and play. You have to try and get past Inspired on the Wukong, Whippo just pressing ore on you, and actually, the Samus might get caught here.
Yeah, Boosio are going to be joining in as well as the animals come out of the jungle. That is going to be a fantastic snare onto Desamas, and down he goes. First blood over to the Western Goat jungler. Inspired going to be able to claim that one as Miro not able to punish Boosio at all. And VKS, if Yunara does get herself a little bit further ahead, but 3 items is probably when she can start cutting him down. So it does depend on the tempo of the game. As another double pulverize comes through here from Boosio, looking to try and get that stun onto Trimby. That's going to land, but Morteus doing a whole lot of work here to get damage back onto the level 5 Alistair. The flash forward from Trimby, I don't know about that one, with Morteus gets the ulti just for the shield. Cataclysm, and they are both so close to dead. Just stuck in the pen, but it's not. They can't get the extra bit of damage.
Oh, the headbutt from Boosio was so clutch in keeping them safe. Even then, I thought that maybe someone could step up and get an auto attack, but now Inspired.
Oh no.
Eyes on Kaisa.
He's going to give them the Teemo thumbs up as Morteus is in so much trouble, and yeah, he is just going to be dead. And FlyQuest will punish. Oh man, but it was so close to 2 kills!
I mean, even the Q at the end from the Jarvan had to tickle Boosio on the way out.
Mainly because it's Orianna versus Victor. Notorious for being one of the least interesting matchups of all time, as this one isn't. Trimby as feats of warfare going on over to Quad, and oh dear, just caught warding. An unfortunate outcome for a support, but one that is sometimes unavoidable.
Yeah, it means Fly now will be able to get that dragon. They've also can shift Yunara with Masu down to that bottom side and look to put a bit of pressure down, especially if they can keep Desamas out of this bottom side, which looks like they just bottom. They might be able to look for a dive onto Masu, or onto, sorry, Mortez.
It's a decent fully charged Q to come through from Boal. If he does get the combo, he can be scary, but the problem is the answering buttons are doing work here from Whippo, and as you can see, sort of healing all the way. Oh, we do have the ulti connecting, but puts him into the death realm. And Desamas, they both disappeared. Oh no, the Q is going to miss. Let's see whether Boal does have the fancy feet as he gets the shield. Cataclysm, slam dunk onto Whippo, and VKS are on the board.
The best moving truck I've ever seen as he's able to sidestep
everything. The turning circle on that one made no sense.
Absolutely insane.
So now VKS certainly on the clock. They need to start this one off, take it down, get some value, because otherwise they might just lose a turret for nothing. Whippo is going to be rotating down, Inspired on that blast cone, ready to get in here. It looks like Fly actually planning to fight for this. Turret does go down, and now a teleport could immediately come in. There it is. Knock up onto Boostio, but he has the ultimate running. Gets a triple knock up with that pulverize, and Inspired gets himself out of there, but the shutdown is going to come on through. Morteus in trouble as Whippo takes him out as well, and it's the Mordekaiser that's an absolute monster in the fight. Death Grip connects, triple kill for Mord and for Whippo. And VKS just reeling after that one.
The Mordekaiser came back from the Death Realm after yesterday's appearance, and Whippo is popping off. 3 kills in the fight. And FlyQuest, they just get everything.
Picked up here by VKS in trade for the second Drake, which will be going over pretty comfortably here to FlyQuest.
Yeah, I did assume that FlyQuest would just try and take the fight of the Rift Herald anyway.
That's probably why the Rift Herald was, there's 50% of a turret dead.
But yeah, I thought you'd just have FlyQuest fight. You've got Masu in a great spot, and they will take the fight.
Yeah, they will. Exhaust now down onto Trimby as into the backline goes to Samus. They get the ulti, they layer it on top of Masu and take him down. Whippo now fighting Mirror. There's the shockwave coming out. Death Grip not quite going to connect here as this looks a little bit better for VKS, but Trimby's going to go down. It's a double for Inspired as Quad turns up, and the Arcane Storm is now down onto Desamas. The Death Ray is named pretty well here in this instance, and Fly punished them for going for that Herald.
Yeah, it looked like with Masu maybe going down, VKS had a chance, but it wasn't even close.
Yeah, but it's, as you see here.
And that's not just me being a yes man.
I appreciate you, I appreciate you. Yes man or no, it means a lot. As Circle comes on down, Masu is going to be put into the Cataclysm, but unfortunately, Desamas is a little bit alone, and Masu just gets a couple of autos to take him out. Flash wasn't up, but it wasn't required either, as that's a decent little knock-up from Boal, but still FlyQuest are, as a unit, looking for the angles, and it's just a Scion by himself. That is not going to be able to find it. And the flash in from Bwimpo to take down Morteus. He does ult. They do manage to get the kill on the Mordekaiser, but unfortunately it's still not looking fantastic. A Zombie Scion not going to be able to get too much more done as Inspired sneaks on in and takes down the Kaiser. Decent little knock up there from Trimby, but the Cyclone is going to answer, and the Cyclone is not looking good here for VKS, as it's an ace picked up by Quad.
It's the bounce house for the party that is FlyQuest in this game, managing to pick up so many kills and the Atacon tower and topside. At this point, I think you have Morteus in a decent position, right? He's matched with 3 items that are come across, even though he is 1k behind. This Kaiser can still do work. It's just the opportunities for it are few and far between.
Well, Busio is just wandering underneath the turret, gets a nice double pulverize here as they take out the turret in a blink of an eye. Hook is going to connect onto the cow, but he's tanking so much of the damage out of VKS. The FlyQuest are able to land some pot shots of their own. Staying pretty healthy are VKS, but look at that Arcane Storm. It's doing so much work. Inspired goes in, hasn't even pressed the R button yet, as they're being so patient in this fight. Death Grip going to connect onto Boal, but he is able to walk it off and move back towards the Baron. This is very measured play out of FlyQuest.
Fly are just playing with their food right now. They know that they already have that combo we were talking about down with the engage.
Yeah, Whipper just standing stalwart in front of the enemy as Pulverize only onto one, but they're just holding them at bay right now. Inspired goes in, immediately goes out yet again. They're waiting for the overextension as Trimby is going to go down. Disarmus finally flags and drags his way in, but already they've lost their support. Miru's nowhere near, and Morteus, I mean, yes, he's still alive, but he's not going to be able to do anything on his own as Quad picks up the kill onto his opposite number, and Morteus goes down as well. A beautifully executed series of plays by Fly. They never overextended, not even once.
The patience was so good from Fly.
Here at the World Championship as well, miracles can indeed happen, but FlyQuest just let them. There was no opportunity, no way that it was going to work at all based on how they played it. And Whippo now is going to be finding Disarmus, who's just trying to hold him in position. Death Realm going to come on through here, but the rest of VKS are in the area. Let's see what FlyQuest can actually do to try and save their top laner. This is going to be a difficult one. Cyclone comes in from Inspired, and Disarmus is likely going to be the first to go down. Bwimpo is actually still alive, but the GA is going to get popped, and Quad takes matters into his own hands. Flashing on board, Morteus getting a fair bit of work done, but it's a double kill for the victor. The wallets are too heavy, Dacta, and FlyQuest are going to claim whoever they would like.
Miro has the TP back as he was getting chased down by Masu. Nothing is working for VKS, and Fly just continue to take over in their topside jungle.
If it was difficult before, and it was difficult before, it's near impossible now. Hextech Soul is a ridiculous thing to deal with. Oh dear. So the MasterCard Priceless moment comes on in here, as the Dragon Soul is going to be claimed here by FlyQuest and could be the death nail for VKS. And inner turret going to fall bottom side of the map as well. And I mean, it just feels almost impossible, as Death Ray not quite going to land. Flag and drag to get Disarmus back towards his fountain, fill up that health bar once again. They might have one more fight in them. You can see Boal ready to leave the station, and he will do it now. Shockwave going to connect onto only one as Busio gets into the backline, finds the triple knockup. This guy's Alistair has been absolutely unreal, as a double to start the fight for Inspired. Quad's legendary absolutely in this game. And Inspired is between 2 Nexus turrets, picking up a triple kill. Whilst Zombie Form is going to go down, and FlyQuest are going to dispatch of VKS in pretty comfortable fashion here in our first game of the day. Back in form, looking at 1-1 now in Swiss.
FlyQuest back to business as usual, as they'll take down the Nexus and finally find that 1-1 as they start to move forward.
And a little unfortunate on the VKS side here, moving to 0-2, but they are not out of it yet.